So I was on Twitter this morning when I woke up. I know, bad habit, so forgive me. I saw this tweet by a guy named Jason. He was like a nice guy. He's wearing sunglasses. He says, "Dear Anthony Noto, your shareholders are drowning. Do anything." About SoFi. And of course, he's getting mixed reactions. Most of them are great. I like the reactions he's getting because they're telling him, hey, why do you need to be constantly reassured that the company is not going out of business because the stock price is down? Have you not seen the earnings report? That was my response. Q2 earnings report, Q1 earnings report, last Q4 earnings report, last Q3. This company has consistently beat their guidance. Consistently. That's great leadership when it comes to corporate guidance. And not only beating expectations in their earnings, they have a path to profitability that they've stated. They are growing incredibly fast. They've reached over 4 million customers now. Despite the student loans moratorium over the last, almost 2 years, which depressed their main business in the before times, student loans, borrowing, refinancing. Despite all of that, they've become a national bank charter, which means that they can eventually become a sponsored bank for other neobanks. They acquired Galileo, which means that 95% plus of other neobanks activities run through their pipeline, run through their software, their infrastructure. So they provide an infrastructure for 95% of digital banking. 95%. And that's not just here. That's around the world. And despite their competitors falling off, dying, going out of business after trying to pivot, talking about Common Bond, I've discussed this in the previous video, my last video, go watch it, about them going bankrupt after being in student loan refinancing for 10 years since 2012, a year after SoFi was founded in 2011 and competing with SoFi. Common Bond is going out of business. But you know what SoFi is doing? They are doubling down on their one-stop shop because that is the smart thing to do. They realize that they need to provide all of the services that their customers need to get their money right, to manage their financial lives. And so SoFi doesn't just do student loans, and that's why they've been able to survive the pandemic while others are dying off, because they have diversification. And so during the pandemic, when they couldn't make more money from student loans, they said, hey, let's just double down on personal loans. And that became their top product in loans. And then they also have home loans. They have car loans. They have all these loans because they know that if they can get one customer in the door for one product, that same customer might buy a second product from them, which then means that that's free revenues. And that's been working. And so they've built out their financial services productivity loop, which means that they get customers in the door using pretty much free products like money, SoFi Money, which is just banking, but with one of the highest interest rates at 2%, which is 200 times more than you'll find at a Chase Bank and all the other traditional brick and mortar banks out there. 200 times. I'm not mistaken here. Do the math. Chase and the rest gives you 0.01%. Not 1%, 0.01%. SoFi gives you 2% on your checking and savings. They give their customers 0.01% just on savings. And if you want to get 2% like SoFi will give you, or even close to that, they'll tell you to lock your money up in a CD, certificate of deposit, for 2 years just to get 2% or 1.5% in interest. SoFi beats them there again. And they're doing all of this while increasing their adjusted net revenues by 3 times since 2019, while their competitors are struggling to stay afloat or are going out of business. So Anthony Noto, what are you doing, guy? as shareholders, we need to be more serious. We can't just always be looking for a pat on the back, looking for some cheerleaders, as one of the responses said. We don't need cheerleaders. All we need to do is the research. Do the research, understand the company, because there's fundamentals here. Understand what the company does, understand leadership's goals and vision. See how they're actually working towards that. Are they growing their revenues? Are they approaching profitability at some point, which SoFi plans to do by 2024, if you listen to their earnings call? Are they building new products that matter? SoFi is. I've done many videos on those, on their upcoming products, which they've already launched some of them, and even more are coming sooner than we expected. Sponsored banks is going to be huge. Go watch a video on that. They just bought Technisys, which will go along with Galileo to power more of the financial tech infrastructure, so that other banks who want to build a digital presence, digital products, and institutions who want to provide financial products to their customers can do so easily through SoFi's infrastructure, because they want to be the AWS, the Amazon Web Services of fintech. They want to be the ones that provide all of the tools and plumbing necessary to run a financial institution. Even if you're just a neobank that isn't a real bank, which SoFi used to be, but is now an actual bank, which means that they can hold deposits. And there's something I want to talk about, and I will soon, but the Federal Reserve is building a new service that SoFi will be able to take advantage of next year to compete with the likes of Venmo and Cash App and so many other of those instant payment apps and even credit cards. It's huge. And as an actual bank, as a deposit holding institution, they'll be able to use that service, leverage that to offer instant payments to their customers, as well as that same service to other institutions who are not deposit holding banks, because there are not banks, actual banks with a bank charter, national bank charter, which SoFi is, thanks to the leadership of Anthony Noto over 2 years to get that bank charter. It's very hard to do, and some try and they fail. So what is Anthony Noto doing? What's this guy? Is he just sitting on his bum tweeting all day? What is he doing? Well, I just listed some for you, Jason. So go do the research. Stop tweeting at Anthony Noto. Let the guy do his job. Unless you have something real to say, something useful to say, perhaps a suggestion of what he should do, not just do anything. What does that even mean? What ideas do you have? Share those. Don't just say stuff just to make a tweet. Share ideas. I have criticisms for SoFi, but they're real criticisms. They need to improve their user experience. There are bugs that need to be fixed. There will always be bugs in software, but some of them have more impact on the user experience than others, and they need to be focused on and prioritized. I'm in software engineering, I'm in product development, so I know this. And that's a real criticism. That's real feedback that I've shared with the team many times and provided what my proposed solutions will be. You can do the same. So don't just say do anything because the stock price is down. This is a great time to buy the stock. If your stock is down, but you believe in the company, in the long-term potential, you've been given something for free. People are giving you free money. They're seeing something that is worth less to them, and they're saying, hey, you can have it for 5 times less than what you bought it for 4 times less than what you bought it for. You're going to run away from that? You're going to be afraid of that? You're going to say, I don't want this. I paid more for it last year, a few months ago, when the business was not actually as good as it is now. They weren't making as much money. They were actually losing more money, and they were not as competitive as they were. I spent more at that time than you're giving me right now with the stock price down by 4 times. But I don't want it because Anthony Noto was just sitting on his bum and tweeting all day. He's not beating expectations in guidance. He's not raising guidance. He's not delivering what he said he would do with the bank charter. He's not growing customers. He's not working towards profitability. He's not increasing their revenues, their adjusted net revenues by 3 times. He's not growing Galileo accounts. He's not doing anything at all. He should do something. I'm going to walk away from that deal. That's silly, right? You're being offered cheaper equity. And so, as an investor who believes in the company, either you can afford it, which is fine, or you can afford it but are too afraid because somebody else said it's worth less. And so you would be really dumb to not take that deal. Just be frank. I'm a frank person. It would be a very dumb thing to do to say, hey, I don't want that. Go sell to somebody else who knows better. So this was just a quick little response to that tweet, and just a reminder that investing is about the business. You're not investing in a stock. You're investing in the actual business. So understand what that business does. Understand what leadership does. Understand their vision, their goals, their plans. Do the research. And there are people online who do it and then share it with you. I've done a whole bunch of research on this company on SoFi. And you can find that on bullacademy.org on YouTube. It's not that complicated. You don't need to be cheer-led every single day. You don't need constant reassurance that the company is not the stock, that the stock is going to go up and down. Because line doesn't just go up. Line goes sideways sometimes, and then goes up, goes down a little bit, goes up again, maybe goes down a lot of bit. And if it does go down a little bit, if the business is still doing well, then you have a lot of bit of an opportunity, because now it's even more asymmetric. Remember, asymmetric risk is the holy grail. So if you can get that deal on that stock, which means that your risk is decreased because you still believe in the company, because you believe that the company is still fundamentally sound, not just because the stock price is down, then you have a great opportunity that other people just don't see. And if you can see that, take advantage of it, then you'll be one of the few who come out on top. That's all for now, Jason. I hope you see this. And for the rest of you, thank you, and I'll see you again next time. You have been watching bullacademy.org on YouTube, where we teach long-term investing by breaking down concepts and sharing the stories of companies to help you build long-lasting, sustainable wealth. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did and want to see more like it, please remember to like the video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment your thoughts on this topic, even if you just want to say hi. Hi. I would love to hear from you, and I always do my best to respond to every comment. If you would like to engage with me outside of YouTube, feel free to follow me over on Instagram at Lincoln W. Daniel, where I share random thoughts on life and wealth building. As always, this video has been brought to you by our patrons at patreon.bullacademy.org, who support this channel financially to help us keep going and help me brainstorm new video ideas to share with all of you. We do this show together, and we do all of this in our private Discord chat, where we discuss the stock market in real time every day by sharing news, rumors, and new investment ideas, so we can all do our own research and then come back together and collaborate. So if you're interested in any of that, I hope you'll join us over at patreon.bullacademy.org. I'm Lincoln with bullacademy.org. Thank you again, and have a great day.